All right, thanks, guys. Coming off a 3-2 day in our premium selections for Saturday. Let's see if we can do some more of the same today, if not get a little bit better. Anyway, those premium plays can be accessed on my website, patreon.com/brockpage. All right, let's go ahead and get into some Sunday Major League Baseball action. All starts Eastern Standard Time. Now, this was a pretty difficult slate to cap here today, and I do have a good mixture of favorites and underdogs, so let's go ahead and see who they are. Pay, that's what we want. We want pay. We want to get paid today. But anyway, the Padres take on the Phillies, 1:05 Eastern first pitch in Philadelphia. The Phillies are minus 110, totals at 10.5. We saw a nickel move toward Philly and movement upward on the total. The Fightins open $1.05 up to minus 110. Total open 9.5 all the way up to 10.5. 62% of the consensus is leaning toward Philadelphia. 66% shaded toward the over. Right now, San Diego's minus 101 on the money line. The Phillies plus $1.45 on the run line. We have Joey Lucchesi for the Padres, Jason Vargas for the Phils. Now, Lucchesi comes into this game for San Diego with a 7-7 record, 4.25 ERA. The Padres have won just 2 out of their last 6 ball games. They've also won just 28 out of their last 60 when traveling. The Padres rank 23rd in scoring on average per game, 27th in striking out. They've also won just 9 out of 23 when Lucchesi made the start. They rank 27th in runs allowed on the road, 26th in hits allowed on the road. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, Philadelphia is 6th in offensive walks at home. They've also won 4 out of their last 5 ball games. They're 3-2 taking on the Padres this year, 38-27 at Citizens Bank Park. Now, total-wise, the Padres are 14-6 to the under in their last 20 ball games when traveling. I'm going to lean Philadelphia Phillies minus $1.10 and the under 10.5 runs in that game. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick kind of brief timeout and just welcome you to the show. Got some lines of personal leans out for Sunday's Major League Baseball action. I don't know what the hell is going on with my screen, my video camera, but anyway, we're just going to have to deal with it just as long as the audio is good. But anyway, got to remind you guys to check me out on my website, patreon.com/brockpage. We do daily plays on that site. We have plenty different memberships and packages you can subscribe to, and they begin at just $1.99 per month. And once again, we went 3-2 in our premium plays yesterday on that site. There's plenty of free content there as well for you to access, including my current record. Once again, patreon.com/brockpage. Link for that site is in the description section below. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some more lines and personal leans. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got the Orioles taking on the Red Sox, 1:05 Boston. The Red Sox are minus $3, totals at 12. We saw a nickel fade of Boston and movement downward on the total. Boston opened 305 down to minus 300. Total open 12.5 down to 12 flat. 84% are leaning Red Sox, and at the moment, Baltimore is plus 275 on the money line. Boston minus $1.75 on the run line. We have Ty Blach for the Orioles, Nathan Eovaldi for the Red Sox. Eovaldi has 34 strikeouts in just 34 innings pitched. Ty Blach on the other side for Baltimore, 14.21 ERA, 2.84 whip. He's walked 4 batters in 6 innings pitched, so not a whole lot of action for Blach, but certainly got his block knocked off in 6 innings pitched. Now, Boston is 3rd in scoring, 1st in hits. Total-wise, the Red Sox are 4-2 to the under in their last 6. I'm going to lean Red Sox minus 1.5 in the under 12 runs in that game. Next matchup, Indians, Yankees, 1:05 New York. The Indians are minus 135, totals at 10. We saw a 30-cent move toward Cleveland and movement downward on the total. The Indians open 105 up to minus 135. Total open 10.5 down to 10 flat. 56% are leaning Yankees, 64% shaded toward the over. Right now, New York is plus 125 on the money line. Cleveland plus $1.15 on the run line. We have Mike Clevinger for the Indians, CC Sabathia for the Yankees. Sabathia has struck out 82 batters in 90 innings pitched. The Yankees also have the best record in Major League Baseball. They're 83-42 overall for the year, 41 games over 500. They're also 49-19 at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees have won 7 out of their last 8 ball games. They're also 11-1 in their last dozen at home. The Yankees are first in scoring, 8th in walks allowed, 8th in striking batters out. They're 24-16 taking on teams over 540. They're also winning 67% of their games as the official home underdog. Now, Cleveland on the other side, they are 18th in scoring, 19th in hits, losers in 4 out of their last 5. They're also just 1-7 in their last 8 head-to-head matchups with New York. Now, total-wise, Cleveland is 22-14 to the under, taking on teams over 540. I'm going to lean toward the home dog in this one. Give me the Yankees plus $1.25 in the under 10 runs in that game. Next matchup, Mariners, Blue Jays, 107 Toronto. The Blue Jays are minus 155, totals 10.5. 10-cent move toward Toronto and movement upward on the total. The Blue Jays open 145 up to 155. Total open 10 up to 10.5. Seattle's plus 145 on the money line. The Blue Jays plus $1.15 on the run line. 66% are leaning Mariners, 53% shaded toward the over. We have Yusei Kikuchi for the Mariners, Wilmer Font for the Blue Jays. Font comes into this game with a 4.40 ERA. Kikuchi on the other side for Seattle, 95 strikeouts and just 126 innings pitched. Toronto's 4th in the AL East, 52-74 overall for the year, 22 games under 500. They're also 31.5 games back for that division. They're 25-38 at home, 29th in hits, 27th in walks allowed. Now the Mariners on the other side, winners in 3 out of their last 5. They're also 7th in walks allowed, 6th in offensive walks on the road. And when it comes to the total, Seattle's 8-4 to the under in their last dozen. The Blue Jays 6-2 to the under in their last 8. I'm going to lean toward another underdog in this one. Give me Seattle plus 1.5 in the under 10.5 runs in that game. Next matchup, Cardinals, Reds. 1:10 Eastern first pitch in Cincinnati. The Cardinals are minus 160, totals at 9. Not a whole lot of movement on the money line. Pretty good two-way action there. We did see a little bit of movement downward on the total. So once again, the Cardinals open and remain minus 160. Total open 9.5, down to 9 flat. 55% are leaning Cardinals, 74% shaded toward the over. Right now the Reds are plus 150 on the money line. The Cards plus $1 on the run line. We have Jack Flaherty for the Cardinals, Alex Wood for the Reds. Wood's 1-1 with a 5.59 ERA. Flaherty on the other side for the Cardinals, 6-6 on the year, 3.52 ERA, 157 strikeouts. Cincinnati's dropped 5 out of their last 7 ball games. They're also 6 games under 500 for the year, at just 58-64 overall. They're 30-34 against the spread at home. Of course, when I refer to the spread, I'm referring to the run line. They're 22nd in scoring on average per contest. Now, St. Louis on the other side, they are in first place in the NL Central. They're tied with Chicago right now, and they're 1 game ahead of Milwaukee. The Cards rank 5th in runs allowed, 5th in hits allowed. I'm going to lean St. Louis minus 160 in the over 9 runs. Next game, Tigers, Rays, 110 Tampa Bay. The Rays are minus 180, totals at 8. No movement on the money line. We saw movement downward on the total. Tampa Bay open and remains minus 180, total open 8.5 down to 8 flat. Right now the Tigers are plus 165 on the money line. We have Matthew Boyd for the Tigers, Trevor Richards for the Rays. Richards is making his first start with Tampa Bay today. Matthew Boyd on the other side for the Tigers, 6-9 on the year, 4.38 ERA. Detroit is the worst team in Major League Baseball. The Rays are just a half a game back. They're half a game ahead for that second wild card spot in the American League. So if the season ended today, they would be in the tournament. Once again, the Rays half a game ahead for that second wild card spot in the American League. Now, total-wise, the Rays are 12-6 to the over in their last 18. I'm going to lean Tampa Bay minus 180 in the over 8 runs. Next matchup, Dodgers, Braves. 1:20 Eastern first pitch in Atlanta. No line currently posted for this game. We have Tony Gonsolin for the Dodgers, Max Fried for the Braves. The Dodgers are the best team in the National League, 82-43 overall, nearly 40 games over 500. They also rank 4th in scoring on average per game, 1st in offensive walks. Now, the Dodgers have won 10 out of their last 13 ball games. They're 5-1 in their last 6 head-to-head matchups with Atlanta. They also rank 1st in runs allowed, 2nd in hits allowed. Now, the Braves have dropped 2 out of their last 3 ball games. They've covered just 27 out of 62 at home this year. They're also 22nd in striking out at home, 26th in walks allowed at home. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean LA Dodgers, winning that one outright for some money line cash. Next game, Brewers, Nats, 135 Washington. The Nats are minus 110, totals 11. We saw a nickel fade of Washington and movement upward on the total. The Nats opened $1.15 down to minus 110. Total opened 10.5 up to 11. 56% are leaning Brewers, 53% shaded toward the under. Right now, Milwaukee is minus 101 on the money line. The Nats are plus 145 on the run line. And we have Chase Anderson for the Brewers, Eric Fedde for the Nats. Fedde's 3-2 with 36 strikeouts and just 66 innings pitched. Chase Anderson on the other side for Milwaukee has walked 36 batters in 104 innings. Washington is in first place in the wild card standings in the National League. 10 games over 500 at 66 and 56 overall for the year. They're also 35-25 at home. They've won 5 out of their last 6 ball games. The Nats are also 6th in striking batters out. Now, Milwaukee on the other side, winners in just 2 out of their last 5. They're 25th in striking out. They're also 27-33 when traveling. They've won just 13 out of 39. They've won just 13 out of 36 as the official Vegas underdog. One thing to note about the Brewers, they are 25th in walks allowed. Now, total-wise, Milwaukee is 35-25 to the under when traveling. I'm going to lean Washington minus $1.10 and the under 11 runs in that game. Next matchup, Mets, Royals, 215, Kansas City. The Mets are minus 175, totals at 10. We saw a 15-cent move toward New York and movement upward on the total. The Mets opened $1.60 up to 175. Total open 9.5 up to 10 flat. 71% are leaning Mets, 54% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Royals are plus 165 on the money line. The Mets are minus 115 on the run line. We have Zach Wheeler for the Mets, Glenn Sparkman for the Royals. Sparkman's 3-8 with a 5.45 ERA. Wheeler on the other side for New York, 9-7 on the year, 151 strikeouts. The Royals are just 44-79 overall for the year. That's going to put them at 35 games under 500. They're ranked 25th in hits allowed at home, last in striking batters out at home. Meanwhile, the Mets on the other side, winners in 15 out of their last 20. They rank 9th in hits, 7th in strikeouts. They are 2 games back for that second wildcard spot in the National League. Now, total-wise, the Royals are 6-1 to the under in their last 7. Give me the Mets minus 175 and the under 10 runs in that game. Next matchup, Twins, Rangers, 305 Texas. The Rangers are minus 130, totals 10.5. We saw a 10-cent move toward Texas and movement downward on the total. The Rangers open 120 up to minus 130. Total open 11 down to 10.5. 55% are leaning Twins, 62% shaded toward the over. Right now, Minnesota's plus 120 on the money line. The Rangers are plus 145 on the run line. We have Martin Perez for the Twins, Lance Lynn for the Rangers. Perez is 8-5 with 105 strikeouts. The Twins are in first place in the AL Central, 2.5 games ahead of Cleveland in the division. They're 75-48 overall for the year. That is going to put them at 27 games over 500. The Twins also rank 2nd in scoring, 2nd in hits. Now, Texas on the other side, they are 29th in striking out on average per game, which is 2nd to last in Major League Baseball. They're also 26th in hits allowed. They've dropped 5 out of their last 6 ball games. They're also just 2-8 in their last 10. Now, total-wise, the Rangers are 7-2 to the over in their last 9, taking on Texas. The Twins are, the Rangers are 7-2 to the over in their last 9, taking on the Twins. And speaking of the Twins, they're 80% to the over in their last 5 contests. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean toward another underdog. Give me the Twins plus $1.20. and the over 10.5 in that game.